Sean Combs being denied.
Here we go again. You ready? Come and get me, baby. What's good, y'all? How you doing? How you doing? I'm going to keep it a stack with you. I've been putting off doing the Jayz story for many of my own personal reasons. But like I always say, the work never stops, man. I can't stop working, man. Can't stop, won't stop, man. So we got to do something. So if you don't know, I don't know what this is about. So someone filed a suit against Sean Combs against P. Diddy. So y'all know what's going on with P. Diddy right now. 10,000 bottles of baby oil, sex trafficking, something. Bad boy, take that. Okay, right? Somehow the person who filed the suit said, you know what? Fuck that. Bring it back. Put Jay-Z on there too. I totally forgot that when I was getting violated by Sean Combs, oh my gosh, goodness gracious. Jay-Z was there. I forgot that Hove was there. And Hove violated me. Fam, what? So the story is that when this girl was 13 years old, 24 years ago, she will be 37 now. She went to a party or after party after the VMAs, but in so many words, she somehow wound up in the same room as Jay-Z and Diddy, and together they both did stuff allegedly. But we know it's definitely the truth because when you first filed the suit, you said, "All right, I'm going for Puffy. Puffy was the one who did this to me. He's going to pay." Then you said, hey, Duke, because the lawyer's Duke. Hey, Duke, listen, it totally slipped my mind, but Hove, he was there. So go ahead and put him down. Let the courts know that we want to add the dynasty to this whole thing. All right. So you know who I had to go ahead and consult, man. 1 second. One second, y'all. Be at the crib. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm getting a few important messages. Okay, all right. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so I wanted to share a clip from Umar, Dr. Umar. So Dr. Umar's cut his hair. I don't know if y'all know that or not. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Umar is no longer rocking the Super Saiyan John. You know what I'm saying? And I have to say, oh, I didn't download that. Oh no, I don't have all my sounds, but it's fine. You know what? I love in the bricks. Okay, I gotta get all my sounds back, man. This ain't no good. But I do got this one though. I do got this one. Where's it? Hey. I know you're not real. All right, here we go.
Woman. There's no crime worse than the sexual assault of a woman. There's denied bail 3 times is unacceptable. How can he be denied bail 3 times, Art, and Vince McMahon ain't never been arrested yet for the same and worse? And Vince McMahon case is only 1 state away in Connecticut. So it's not like he's on the other side of the country. They 1 state away. Puffy gets denied bail 3 times. Vince McMahon ain't even been arrested. You know why they doing this? This is all about intimidation. This is all about humiliation. Humiliation and intimidation. They are sending a loud message to Black celebrities. You are not above the law. You have no more power than any other Black person. You will do what we say, and if you don't, we will destroy you. They're showing us by destroying our Black billionaires, How much power the black celebrity does not have. Racist. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, so normally, Umar kind of out there, but you know what? But you know what, Umar, I'm gonna ride with you for a second. Don't worry, I got you. You're not alone, not by yourself. So like, I keep telling y'all, if you're watching this channel, if you've been watching this channel, if you know me personally, you've heard me talk about how this is one of the greatest times to be black. Mostly because we in turn, at least in this country, we have more freedom than we've ever had before, and especially for the black men, we are the freest black men to ever walk the soil in this country, or walk, or be in this country. Period. In terms of opportunities, in terms of wealth, it's all this shit, right? And he makes an important point, okay, and it has to do with understanding where we are in terms of the hierarchy of society, because he's not wrong about that. But I bring up the whole point about this being the greatest time because the Black Renaissance is happening. It is happening, and I just can't. You just can't help but thinking with this whole thing with Diddy. Diddy been out here diddying for a long time, and people keep pointing out how when he got into it with them folks from Ciroc, that this seems a lot like they're trying to make an example out of him, and sending a message to everyone that listen. At the end of the day, you still a nigga in a coop. You know what I'm saying? You still a nigga in the coop. You understand? It don't matter how much money you got, okay? And I guess like when these things happen, it makes me think about, damn, like we need more power. We need more power as a collective. You understand? And what's going to have to happen is, well, the black men in the country that are productive, we're going to have to find ways to put together. I don't, do you call it a coalition? Do you call it a movement? I don't know what you can call it. Okay? But the best thing you can have on your side, we need all the money we can get into legal. Every company, one of the most important facets of that company, or departments of that country, resources of that company is always the legal team. Because legal is everything. Because someone can get you jammed up for anything, right? And not only that, depending on who you done pissed off, they may be the kind of people who can influence lawmakers in a way where you can get jammed up, and now there's new precedent for a law. Like, the trial with Bill Cosby, it is so relevant because in that trial, it became legal to rescind your your consent. So one day you could say, hey, it's cool, listen, it's all good, we can go ahead and do a little doggy. Then one day you could decide while you're walking your dog, you know what, I regret doing that doggy, and you know what, I'm going to the police now. Unless you want to settle out of court. But when he brings up the whole Vince McMahon thing, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. And that's that's another reason why I got kind of ride with him a little bit. I'm like, like got targeting Hove, because here's the thing though. And this is what's different between Hove and Diddy, is that Diddy has always had certain I don't say rumors, but basically certain talks have always been going down or going on around the name of P. Diddy, right? Whereas the things that, for example, like the Cursed Bad Boy, people would talk about, make jokes about the fact that, if you sign the Bad Boy, like your career is over, or your career don't go nowhere, or you don't have no career. I don't know what to tell you. Most people who leave Bad Boy didn't go on to have the best careers. You know what I'm saying? Or there was in a terrible contract. One thing or the other. Also, Diddy saying things that sound gay on camera. You know what I mean? Calling niggas daddy. Now we know that he means daddy-o. I know he means daddy in terms of the slang, but just because how Diddy be having that draw, yeah, daddy. I like how you do that, daddy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, my nigga, in the 2020s, I think you kind of know how that sounds. I think you know. I know you're an old head, but I'm just saying. So there's that. On top of that, just him having an image of the kind of guy, because we all feel like when people have too much money and they too rich, they just get into shenanigans. So you can always kind of buy, kind of get into the idea that, yeah, did he be doing some weird stuff? You know what I mean? Or even back when I was young, right? When the whole case was going down with him and Sean and whatnot, it was rumors back then like yo, he was paying Sean to take that fall. He was giving money to take that fall and then this and that. You know what I mean? So we always kind of been hearing that Diddy ain't the best person. The things we would hear about Jay would be more so people being disgruntled because things didn't work out for them, or they kind of charge what we charge all men with, especially if that man is able to provide something, all right, or provide resources. There's always someone somewhere that has a mindset of you owe me some money. You could have done more for me financially. There's always someone who feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So you've heard more of that, like when he's beefing with Beanie Siegel, D. Haven, and years later, Beanie came out and said, yo, listen, that man gave me an opportunity. Right? But where Beanie was at the time, I don't know if Beanie went to jail. Now he might have went to jail. I don't know. But where he was at, this is around like 2009 and all that. You know what I'm saying? Where he was at mentally, he might have felt like, listen, I'm fucked up right now. Beanie told a story about like, about how many people he had to call to get Jay on the phone. And now by this point, again, since like Jay, let me see, Jay and Kanye are the only ones that after the Rockefeller era went on to become richer and richer. Now, Ye may have had a few pitfalls, but they kind of both became bigger at the Rockefeller records, whereas everyone else kind of peaked. Because don't get me wrong, like that was an amazing era of music, and the people who were on Rockefeller records, it's probably one of the most talented ensembles of artists, really, in hip hop ever in terms of the star power. It was unparalleled, right? But anywho, so I just want to give you guys a bit of the backstory, but that's mostly what you would hear was that he took my record. Either he took my record, he didn't do enough for me. I'm sorry. And then when Jay became the president of Rockefeller, president of Def Jam, right? You started hearing more of these conversations where artists complaining about their marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like LL Cool J, DMX, and like Jay was like, nigga, how am I supposed to market LL? Nigga, you LL. Fuck, like, nigga, what? You understand? All right, y'all, let's go ahead and share this next post right here. So this is from the Shade Room. It says, earlier today, NBC News published an interview with Jane Doe, the woman that alleges Jay-Z and Diddy assaulted her at a 2000 VMAs party in New York when she was 13 years old. In the interview, NBC News highlighted a few inconsistencies in Jane Doe's allegations. Swipe to read. Jane Doe's father says he doesn't remember the incident. Jane Doe alleges her father drove 5 hours to pick her up the night of the incident. Two of the people that Jane Doe alleged were at the event proved that they were on tour in the Midwest during that time. And Tony Busby, the attorney representing Jane Doe, acknowledges that they don't know the exact location where the event took place. Jane Doe still stands for overall allegations. All right, so this is a direct quote. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me and the route that I took to what happened to me. Not all of the faces there are as clear. The women said in Friday follow-up interviews. So I have made some mistakes. I may have made a mistake in identifying. The woman also could not provide any further information about the after party she said that she attended. I didn't exactly know where we were going or even how long it took. The woman said when asked Tuesday where she thought she was taken that night, and she added that she had guessed about the length of the time the trip had taken in lawsuit. We have attempted to confirm the correct location, We have never suggested the location was the Lotus Club. Our client has been very specific and detailed about the description of the venue, and she said she was taken to, and she never stated it was the Lotus Club. We won't speculate on whether there was an after party because again, she doesn't know that. Okay, so y'all don't seem to know nothing. You know what I'm saying? What the hell we talk about, man? All right, we got anything else? All right, so there's that. So I wanted to share that. So basically, this whole thing is just coming apart. It's just super obvious that you people is hoping. It seems like these people are just kind of bluffing and hoping for a situation where I'm not sure what you're supposed to get out this shit. I'm like, you know that he's not going to just give y'all some money, right? Not going to just say, oh my God, oh no, you're right. That 13-year-old from 2000, oh my God, she's here. Give her whatever she wants, Beyonce. No. He's not going to say, hey, OG Juan, give this lady from 24 years ago. Wait, and on top of that, who would let a 13-year-old, you know how young 13 years old is? Who would just let you into a party where you don't know them? Okay. I'm going to play something from from someone that I deem to be one of the greatest representations of journalism in our era, nigga. So, my ninja, I present to you the Angry Man. You understand? Fair use. So the Angry Man shared a really great video, and I'm going to share that video now. Here we go. Boom.
Let's check out how the accusation against Jay-Z is described real quick.
Fair use.
Let me get this straight. A 13-year-old girl walking around in the middle of the night trying to sneak into a venue somehow sparks a conversation with random limo drivers outside to the point where one of them goes, hey, let's go to Diddy's house. not, yo, you got school in the morning? Where's your parents? Little girl.
Not you got school in the morning is crazy. You know what? Fair use. I'm going to let him cook. I'll be right back, y'all.
You need to go home. Nah. Let's go to Diddy's house. Just to Diddy's house. But before anything happens, she has to sign an NDA because we all know NDAs hold up in the court of law when it comes to 13-year-olds. Parent consent where? Anyways, she signs the NDA, gets upstairs. It's Jay-Z, Sean Combs, and maybe Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is chilling there, just watching the whole thing, talking about, yo, man, I'm still Jenny from the block. So they hold it down, right? This isn't even fun. This part's not even funny. So apparently they held it down, tried to violate. She fights him off, punches Diddy in the neck. Oh, nah. She's like, take that. Diddy's down. She grabs her stuff, leaves, right? Goes to a gas station. They let her use the phone. She calls her dad. He goes, yo, dad, Diddy, Jay-Z, and maybe Jennifer Lopez just tried to take advantage of me. I need you to come here ASAP. Dad comes up and says nothing to the police until years later. He just let his daughter live in depression. Like, yo, I don't know what to do. He made the blueprint. Like, you want me to call the police on Biggie's mans? Nah, hold on. Now, this is a serious situation. My man is conflicted. He's like, yo, man, like, ready to die with my shit. Like, yo, how we go? That nigga made Juicy, right? So he like, nah, I can't go against Bad Boy Entertainment, right? So he just lets his daughter go into a depression up until 25 years later, when everybody.
Exactly. Like, what father would hear, yo, Hove and Puff, which sound like a Biggie, those sound like Biggie lyrics. Hey, Papa and Puff, you know what I'm saying? Hove and Puff violated me, Pops, and he just said, all right, well, good night. I see you later, babe. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Because in her story, like we saw earlier, she's saying that, yo, her pops came and got her. That's what he did. Yes, sir. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about what I'm doing here. Matter of fact, oh shit. You know what? I'm out of here. I'm out. I don't watch. Don't watch me. Watch TV. Watch Angry Man.
Everybody's filing lawsuits against Diddy. So they find this lawyer who files lawsuits on the whim. Like, yo, man, we got 3,000 lawsuits against Diddy right now. It's a lawsuit fiasco. So they put Diddy in there. They're like, yo, let's up the ante. We want Jay-Z too. But before we put him in the lawsuit, let's see if he's gonna give us millions of dollars first to help with the pain or whatever. Forget about the criminal charges, because they definitely have statutes with all type of limitations on charges like this. We all know in this country, right? There's a statute of limitation on this type of a crime, right? Anyways, I hope you keep the sarcasm in my voice. Anyways, so they go, all right, bet we're gonna get Jay-Z to cough up millions of dollars. Jay-Z says, nah, F you, bro. I ain't doing it. So now they include him in the lawsuit, and everybody's going crazy. Is that what y'all going crazy over? That's what it is. Nah, bro. Mind you, everything was taped at the Diddy parties. Everything was taped like, ooh, nah, bro. Now, what's up with the father, though? We're not gonna say anything about the father. The father gets a call. He's just chilling like for 25 years. Like we ain't gonna call the police. All right, man. Let's see where this goes, man. Let me know what you think about that in the comments.
Now,
that's really the story. Like that's the story that, mind you, they had to write this statement. Listen, y'all should have gotten Kendrick's ghostwriters. And that's what she needed. She needed Kendrick to write this drawing. If Kendrick would have wrote this statement for her, I'm for get live, it'd be a whole lot of that. Son, you going to jail. Yo, y'all niggas let Kendrick chant his way. Yo, that niggas is bugging, bro. Yo, when my brother said to me, I just wish you would have focused on Kendrick more on Family Matters. The nigga rapped about Kendrick for like 5 minutes straight. What are you talking about? You know how long Kendrick raps on Not Like Us? Like a minute. Like if you skip over the hook and skip over all those fake ass bridges, my man rapped for about a minute and a half, and most of it is stuff that he got from Twitter. Not even like original thoughts, like actual like literally like word for word. The A minor bar, all that shit. Like that shit was from those was tweets people wrote on Twitter that he turned into bars, which I'm not too mad about. But don't tell me that this guy's the greatest pen you guys have ever seen. Y'all niggas is tripping. Y'all niggas just don't. You know what it is too. Another thing too. For people who believe in this shit, a lot of that has to do with the fact if you believe that Jay did any of this stuff, a lot of it has to do with the fact that you can't reconcile being broke. You can't reconcile your own limitations. And what you want to do is you have got this idea in your mind that if someone is very wealthy and has done very well for themselves, they must be evil, and anything that happens in their life, they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find this clip real quick with Anton and them talking about this. I have no idea what makes like the intro thing come on, but all right, well, here we go. All right, so boom, check it out. So we got I'm gonna do a live reaction. I haven't watched this video in its entirety. So on the Anton Daniel show, they was reacting to this whole thing with Hove and whatnot. So I wanted to go ahead and share this video. I wanted to get Anton's thoughts on this. He always got some insightful things to say. Shout out to him. Fair use. Let's get it.
Speaking, you started interrupting me immediately because you're emotional about it, because you think that this is a gender thing, and I think that this is a shakedown. And the reason that I think it's a
hold on real quick. Let me break down what Anton is saying. We said this is a gender thing. So I'm not going to play what she said before. We already know what she's doing. It's always going to be about basically what she wants to do is support the believe all women. How can I say? I don't say movement, but the idea. Remember, I told you guys, women transmit ideas throughout society because women speak the most, they communicate the most, they spend the most time with the kids. Okay, so she can transmit ideas, culture, all types of shit, right? So what modern women are trained to do is, for the most part, especially when it comes to these kind of situations, always argue in favor of the woman, even if you don't know anything about her, even if she has not given you, shows you that she has any credibility. Because that's one thing that we can find in common with all of these cases is that none of these people are people who have established any kind of credibility. There are literally people who just came up on the scene and say, yo, it was him. This is what happened. You understand? So, I'm gonna go ahead and let this John play for a little bit. Then I'm gonna react, and then we're gonna close out on the subject.
You always think that when it comes to rich men. We went through this with Diddy already.
The reason that I think it's a shakedown, and I think that the majority of the people that filed a lawsuit against Diddy is a shakedown also.
We know.
So listen, this is why
these men can do no wrong.
because the original lawsuit that she filed had nothing to do with Jay-Z. The lawsuit is now amended to include Jay-Z. More importantly,
which is also just disrespectful because, like, yo, how do you forget? How do you forget an encounter with Hove? This is one of the greatest rappers of all time. How do you forget? Listen, if Jay-Z would have walked by me in 1999, I would never forget him walking by me, much less doing something to me at a Diddy party when I was 13. You was definitely old enough to like remember stuff. So, and you saying the person who told the story talking about everything's not clear and this and that. I'm like, fam, what are you talking about? That's the best your memories ever going to be at 13. At you're supposed to remember everything. That's when you have all your childhood memories. You're supposed to remember everything that's going on. You know, you feel me? And you can say, oh, and this is the summer. That's the summer I went to band camp. At the end of band camp, I met Jay-Z and Diddy on a whim. That shit sound like the plot of a real bad 2000s MTV, like straight to TV MTV movie. You know what I mean? Like, still not really explaining what is the 13-year-old doing unsupervised in the city? I mean, I know it's New York, but goddamn. And especially given that she actually had parents.
I have never, and I have known multiple different women that were assaulted and sought justice for what happened to them. They never filed a lawsuit. They always went for an actual, real criminal complaint. They wanted the person to go to jail. They were not seeking money. They wanted the person to burn for what they did to them. Every single woman that I've ever met in my life that has ever communicated that something happened to them, even if they never said nothing, they actually wanted the person to go to jail and to go away. They did not seek their lawyer, because if you actually look at the complaint of what happened, he never even filed a lawsuit. He went to Jay-Z and was asking for money. That's why Jay-Z.
He hit him up like, hey, listen, bro. Let's make this nice and smooth. No arguments, no. He hit him up like Fancy Chef. Listen. I want you to call me. All right? Book me now. No arguments, no grief. He said, listen, just slide me a cool $1 million. No argument, no grief, untaxed. You know what I'm saying? Put in the suitcase, hand it to my secretary, and no one's ever going to know what happened. Matter of fact, they need this lawyer needs Kevin Gates on his team. Kevin Gates come through, get that money, and said, don't ever speak of this again. He said, don't ever speak of this again. It's crazy.
He is countersuing the lawyer himself and saying, listen, why you come to me asking for money and saying that this never had to see the light of day in the first place before you actually wanted to publicly file a lawsuit, because you know that the court of public opinion was going to play a role in this. He never actually filed the lawsuit until Jay-Z refused and said, man, I'm not giving you a dime because you're not about to shake me down. And so you think that it's about money. I think it's about money too, but I think it's about money with regard to the person that is complaining. Listen, the one thing about me is that I'm consistent.
Very useful.
And I'm always open to the possibility that I'm wrong. And if I'm proven wrong, then I'll admit that I was wrong. But the fact of the matter is I'm the same person that never believed in the Me Too movement. I'm the same person that think that women continue to leverage the justice system in order to get men. And I'm the same person that hold people accountable and say it's innocent until proven guilty. And in this case, I don't believe a person that comes back 24 years later, file an amended lawsuit after having a lawyer go to shake him down, and then think that in addition to the fact that she never ever filed a criminal complaint, how come nobody ain't asking the questions and say, where's the parents at? And how come they're not held accountable for this?
You know, sex trafficking is also really
how come nobody is asking no questions about the parents?
I asked the same question with the R. Kelly situation.
You're so green about these
What's
things.
your parents?
I'm green. You're right.
I said the same thing. Like with the R. Kelly situation, I said the same thing. Where were the parents? But there were parents pimping out their daughters to be with these men. And then if you think about, like, let's say Judy Garland, if you think about Drew Barrymore was an addict at the age of 12. Like it's not uncommon for them to be in those settings. And I do want for them to reveal who the girl is.
Drew Barrymore was a child actor. Okay? Judy Garland was a famous actress. The point they're trying to make is that this is a Hollywood thing. This is a show business thing. Regardless of that, there is no setting where it doesn't matter how famous you are that you're you're out and about on the town at 13 years old by yourself, just wandering the streets, and you just wander into a Jay-Z party. Okay? No, there is account. I'm like, first of all, how do you argue if there's accountability with the parents? It doesn't matter if you bought a R. Kelly or not. The parents is still accountable for that. The reason why they want to argue this shit is, well, for one, because it's a black man that they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? If it was a white guy, it'll be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Shout out to AC. He always makes this point about, yo, black women protect Brad's image. Okay? But when it comes to anything with black men, like even I think I showed that on, actually, no, I was off camera when I showed it, when I saw it. But basically, one that makes a joke about, yo, I don't care. He did that shit. You think Jay-Z slept with a 13-year-old? Are you serious? Like, do y'all really realize like what that means? You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole concept. You got to realize that at that point, that you were in PDF file territory when you were talking about someone sleeping with someone that's significantly younger than them. All right. Not only that, this is as men in general. Most men in general are not attracted to women who are that young. That's more than a young woman. That is pretty much that's a little more than a little girl. Okay, especially not in modern times. Okay, this been going on so long that people kind of forgot. Well, then again, grown men sleeping with underage women has always been kind of a thing that's been going on. Society has changed its views a lot when it comes to what's an appropriate age to be dating, or what's an appropriate age gap and things like that, of course, because we become more civilized. At the end of the day, whether y'all want to admit it or not, men have become better and become more civilized. That's why we even had these conversations to begin with, because men decided, no, that's not a good age to be starting that kind of activity, and now that's shunned, is looked down upon. You know what I mean? Of course, I think 13 has always been like extremely young, to be for a grown man to be involved with. But hey, I digress. But a part of it is that, again, for one, if someone is extremely successful, that they have to have problems, and they have to have they have to be guilty of a bunch of heinous, evil things. Because that's how people kind of reconcile why they're not successful, okay? Or why they're not where they want to be at. I never forget, like, yo, I didn't realize at that time that, yo, my professor was indoctrinating me, all right, into a brokey mindset, where, because she basically, what she explained to us was, this is in one of my sociology classes, right? And what she said was, there's no way that an entity or a person could amass considerable wealth without it being at a cost to other people. And what that translated to me was that all companies, basically anyone that has money and doing very well, they're out of touch, they're disconnected, they're not real. You know what I mean? Like, you start getting these weird ideas. Now, I'm a young person, I'm young and broke. That's why, like, liberal politics are appealing to you when you're younger, because you're broke and you don't really have as much skin in the game. You know what I mean? You're not really spending money and paying bills yet. Like, I told my brother, like, yo, I'm not saying you can't have an opinion about the election and politics and stuff like that, but it's different because, your hat's not really in any arena. You don't pay any bills. So with this whole economy, and I hate to keep bringing it back to the economy, but it's really a big deal because, again, it's hitting people's pockets. You don't have pockets to be hit. So you don't have as much skin in the game, beloved. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm gonna let a little more of this play, and then we're gonna conclude with this subject, and I will have covered the Jay-Z debacle.
Is because she's not 13 anymore. I do want for them to be able to reveal who she is. And it may not even necessarily be that she was the girl, but I don't put anything past Jay-Z with messing with underage girls. She may
how come y'all didn't have this same energy when the brick lady was up here saying believe all women?
I don't believe all women.
No. What I'm trying to understand is why are we inconsistent?
Why are you changing the subject?
No, I'm bringing it back. Why are we inconsistent with who we believe and who we don't believe based off of popularity?
Because Jay-Z has a history.
Because y'all don't even know this woman. You don't even know. You don't know this woman.
You do, Anton.
You have never met this. Y'all don't even know who the accuser is.
Yeah, but we don't know Jay-Z either.
You automatically
we don't know
by default. It don't matter who the accuser is. It don't matter what their background is. It don't matter nothing. Because when we looked at the brick lady, we said, listen, you don't qualify for being able to have this conversation because you got a history that's bad. So because
I wouldn't compare the two.
I'm amazed at this. Let me be quiet.
I'm just saying, but you said exactly what I said. You just don't believe women. You are loyal to money. So anybody with money and status.
This ain't got nothing to do with money. I'm consistent across the board, and that I don't believe by default anybody and that's why I say.
But you automatically by default believe that Diddy and Jay-Z are both innocent without having any facts. So what do you?
Well, no, that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that you were innocent until proven guilty. They have not gone through the process. Now, if your ass was in a situation where you're in a legal situation and you haven't gone through trial, you haven't gone through the due process. No, everyone has that right. But a part of that shit is also, again, the white supremacist mindset that a lot of black people, but in particular black women, partake in, where you believe and you have a strong belief that that black men are monsters, and if someone says a black man did something illegal, that makes sense and it must have happened. And there's a really effed up way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like, and again, I love how Anton comes to these conversations because he's coming into it. He's not coming into it as if he's trying to convince you that he's right. Look out for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Someone's intention, and when someone establishes their intention, it's super important. It's super important, okay? Because I say that because you have an idea of why they're saying what they're saying or what their desires are. You know what I mean? What she's getting caught up in is her emotion and her desire to kind of basically is between being a contrarian and I guess maybe it's the need to be right. I don't know. But for the most part, what she's mostly arguing is that no, black men are monsters. He has to be a monster. I'm like, fam, Jay-Z them been famous for a super long time. If he had a history, R. Kelly was the one who was with Aaliyah when she was underage. Jay-Z was not with Aaliyah when she was underage, bro.
He never said that. You know what?
Yes, you do. You automatically assume.
I said I reserve the right to change my mind if more evidence come out to show the contrary. But I'm not going to convict nobody in a court of public opinion just because it's popular to do so. No. The difference between me and y'all, you are straight up feminist. You believe that women is just true, that they tell
No, I never said that either.
Then why would you take this position and not say, why don't we let the evidence come out and see what happens?
Because you don't take that position.
Just did.
No, you don't. You automatically assume that Jay-Z is innocent. You automatically assume.
From the beginning, he said, I always make room for the possibility of being wrong. Which I think everyone should preface an argument, especially if it's an argument, with that. Because you're coming into it as saying, I'm humble, that I'm not here to argue my point just to argue it. I'm humble enough to say I could be wrong. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe, beloveds, man. We're going to go ahead and take a break. I'll be back shortly, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Love y'all, man. Hold on. All right, so we back. We got the most confident 5